Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. That's what the GOAT Tom Platt says. I want to talk about the fear of failure. I was recently told that I was given the opportunity to speak to a few hundred men in the military, and I was excited. I am still excited. It's a great opportunity, it's a great chance for me to feel special about myself. It's a great way to practice, my ability to speak in public and compose myself. It's a character building moment. So of course I'll be happy to have this opportunity. But the first thing I thought of the next day is maybe I should try to forego this opportunity since it's going to take a lot of my time and it's going to get in the way of my other priorities. Even though this kind of opportunity is so special to me, I could still start thinking of random things that didn't make sense in my brain that will give me the excuse to step away from it just because it's a little bit scary. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of not being satisfied with what you produce is something that creates a lot of self-sabotage, a lot of pointless self-made obstacles that are very much human. If you're somebody who's very afraid of failure, you probably are very familiar with overthinking as well. You probably hop between interests a lot. You probably don't like events. You probably keep very quiet because you're also in extension of being afraid of failure, afraid of rejection. So perhaps you're not a very expressive person as well. In many endeavors, the win is to try again. And if we lack that ability to just see it as a numbers game, to forego the significance of a small bit of failure just because we have some internal intense reaction toward it, that's going to hinder our progress a lot. It's going to set us back in the competition. We have to try to orient ourselves to almost shamelessly take these opportunities. In many endeavors, to win is a numbers game. We have to try over and over and we have to learn over and over. And we don't always have to think about doing before doing. Make it a habit to do some things before thinking about it. You probably have this intense fear of failure because your parents overreacted to many things. And now it's perceived that it is better not to try at all, so that you wouldn't have to face that overreaction and that feeling of exploding anxiety. You're going to have opportunities every day, but that isn't an excuse for you to not take action every day and hope that one day you stumble into the opportunity. You have to try with intent every single day. There are two things you can focus on to fix your fear of failure. First is to make it a habit. Make it a lifestyle and identity. How you can make it a habit is you start to become mindful of your fear. Every time you go into a social interaction and you feel that fear of rejection, you're afraid of saying something that you want to say, you're afraid of asking a question you want to ask, you just do it. You force yourself to do it and you will fail. You'll be afraid many times. When you do succeed in little things that are a little bit scary to you, you increase your capacity and tolerance for even scarier things, and you're able to keep asking, keep doing things that you're afraid of over and over, and slowly you become less and less afraid of it. And you do this for opportunities as well. You think to yourself, right? If I truly want this goal of mine that's in my head, what will I be doing if I want it so bad? Like, what is something that I'm not doing? Perhaps you want to score a certain grade. What would somebody do if he wanted to get an A on that subject no matter what? Like, he wanted it so bad. Maybe his family is on the line. If he doesn't score an A, he's gonna die. His family is gonna die. What would he do? A bit of a retarded consideration, but really think about it. What would he do? He would, first of all, bro's gonna study 16 hours a day, right? He's going to constantly test himself. He's not going to just revise, but he's going to keep testing himself. He's going to make sure that he finds every resource available and look through them. He's going to make sure that his productivity is perfectly aligned, his circadian rhythm is aligned. He's going to make sure that his diet is in perfect alignment with focus. He's going to make sure he gets an optimal amount of exercise a day so that his brain and cognitive function works perfectly well. He's going to make sure he's at tip-top condition to be the most sharp, the most primed for learning, the most primed for performance in academic standardized tests. And many times more than because we are lazy. We are afraid of trying so hard and failing that we just let ourselves procrastinate anyway, even if we want something very bad. We fight with ourselves. We start convincing ourselves that maybe it's better that we don't do the thing we are supposed to do today. Maybe we're tired today, so it's better we study tomorrow, or maybe it's better if we take a break right now. And those are all lies that we tell ourselves, not because we are lazy, or not only because we are lazy, but because we are also afraid of doing something and ending up not satisfied with what we have achieved and our current performance. We don't even want to look at it. So the answer is just to do it. It's not going to feel good all the time. You're not always going to be motivated. In fact, expect to not be motivated all the time and do it anyway. The second way we can work on our fear of failure is to work on our mental health, our self-compassion. Now, self-compassion is a realm entirely different from self-confidence or self-esteem. Self-confidence is determined by the amount of experience and our perceived level of performance in a certain realm. Self-esteem is something that is directly influenced by external validation and external evidence. So we can't look to those two because they are not reliable. Think of self-compassion as, instead of looking at it like, what happened to me is so unfair, you look at it like, what happened to me isn't good. You kind of get what I mean, right? Because when you think something is unfair, you see it as like a personal treatment to you. You're like, you're the victim. But when you say something that happened to you isn't good, you're just referring to the fact that it isn't good. You don't have that extra connotation of like the world has a personal grudge on you. Self-compassion is, instead of going, oh, I'm so useless, I can't even do something that requires so little brain capacity to do, am I stupid or something, versus, I'm not good at this thing, full stop, do I want to get better at it? And to work on your self-compassion, it also takes a lot of patience and time. But to do anything well in this world, you're going to need patience and time. To work on your self-compassion is to have enough mindfulness to snap out of the useless thoughts. Create a habit for it as well. And beyond that, to have self-compassion, you need to have enough self-respect to self-invest in yourself every single day and do great habits that contribute to your health. Good health will lead to good self-compassion, will lead to good performance as well. So let's look at your sleep, let's look at how you eat. If you're eating like shit and sleeping like shit, don't expect to perform well in day-to-day circumstance. If you're not exercising a little bit, if you're not giving yourself enough self-investment to prime yourself for optimal performance to the best of your ability, then don't expect to perform well. It's as simple as that. Like, you want perfect mental health, you want to not have the fear of failure, you want to, be the least afraid of social rejection, you want to speak to her, speak to him, you want to be popular, admired, and you don't want to sleep well and eat well and exercise. Like, you're asking for too much, man. So it really always comes down to the fundamentals. If you're taking care of the core pillars of your health, I believe that the mental health is going to come in sooner or later. Even if you're struggling a lot, with your health in check, with willingness to self-invest, you avoid bad habits and you do more of the good ones, and things are just going to get better and better for you. Because first of all, when you fix those core pillars, place them into your life to the best of your ability, what happens is you start to look better, you start to feel better, and then you find out that you have more mental capacity to work on the things that you want to improve at. And because of that, your competence goes up, your social proof goes up, your social confidence goes up in result of that. And before you know it, your life starts to pick up some order. Things start to fall in place. To defeat the fear of failure is to face the fear itself. And you can do it in small packages and slowly, build up your capacity to withstand even bigger amounts of fear. And ideally, you want to really consider, all the thoughts that come up in your brain that are generating fear for you. Once you genuinely consider them, then whenever they come up, you've already kind of automated the response to it. I've already thought about this automated thought pattern that, oh, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't try this, try that right now, doesn't work for me. It's a thought that has no purpose to me except bring me more fear. When you overthink a lot, you must really consider whether those thoughts are worth overthinking about. If not, you overthink about overthinking. You have the thought that it could be an important thought, so it's probably better if I don't let go of it because I'm sophisticated and smart like that. But when you've already thought about it outside, deliberately sat down and thought about it, those overthinking habitual thoughts, what happens is now you're able to immediately identify whether an overthinking thought is a good or bad one and whether it's useful or not. And you'll be able to make an instantaneous decision at that point whether that thought is good for you or not. And from there, you can simply just put the thought aside and just focus on the moment, understanding that that thought is completely useless to you, and then just throw it away. So yeah, try to face your fear. You got this. I love you. Good luck. It's a better world.